next little one. So I'm just going to give you a few little vocal patterns. They're sort of, I think they come from an Indian classical system called the Carnatic system, but I'm not positive about that. It was a woman called Sean Cruz taught a woman called Beck Yoan, and Beck Yoan taught it to me, and it's a really lovely way of entering into using the voice percussively. So the first thing we need to learn is a little phrase, a little sort of repeating pattern that goes tap tap kitty, tap tap kitty,
Tap tap kitty, tap tap kitty, tap tap kitty, tap tap kitty.
Beautiful. And the second one is going to go kitty boom 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 kitty cat,
Kitty boom 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 kitty cat. Kitty boom 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 kitty cat. Kitty boom 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 kitty cat.
Beautiful. Kitty cat kitty cat kitty cat kitty cat.
Kitty cat kitty cat kitty cat kitty cat.
Beautiful. Let's split them up. So let's start off with tap tap kitty,
Tap tap kitty, tap tap kitty, tap tap kitty.
kitty cat kitty cat kitty cat
Cat kitty cat, kitty 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 cat kitty cat.
That's beautiful. That sounds really nice. What we need to try and do now is you've all got beautiful tones and voices and sounds behind those essentially phonetic sounds. You need to try and strip them dry. So instead of having, let's say, kitty cat 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 kitty cat. Was that your one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try it. Kitty
Cat kitty cat, kitty cat kitty cat, kitty cat kitty cat, kitty cat kitty cat, kitty cat kitty cat, kitty cat kitty cat, kitty cat kitty cat, kitty cat kitty cat, kitty cat kitty cat, kitty cat kitty cat, kitty cat kitty cat, kitty cat kitty cat, kitty cat kitty cat, kitty cat kitty cat, kitty cat kitty cat, kitty cat kitty cat, kitty cat kitty cat, kitty cat kitty cat. Tatty tap kitty cat, 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 kitty tap kitty cat, kitty cat kitty cat. Kitty boom 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 kitty cat kitty cat kitty boom 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 kitty cat kitty cat kitty boom 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 kitty cat kitty cat kitty boom 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 kitty cat kitty kitty boom kitty boom kitty cat kitty kitty boom 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 kitty cat kitty kitty boom 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 kitty cat kitty kitty boom 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 kitty cat kitty
Beautiful. Okay, so we're just exploring different sounds, and we could just put whatever we wanted in there. The real skill though is it's just practice with the voice and trying to strip out the tone from your voice. We're going to play a little game using a very basic beatbox pattern, which is just the first noise we're going to learn is a kick drum. So if everybody imagines they've got a kick drum in front of them, and we're just going to do a. Some people see it as a B, some people see it as a P with a sort of a underneath. So you can imagine you're going P and then with that, or B and then Some people use D. Okay, this is the real easy one. We've got a hi-hat. So if you're right-handed, you need to have your right hand on the hi-hat. If you're left-handed, though, you might want to use your left hand, whichever is most comfortable. And we have... Beautiful. And the third sound we're going to use is people will do a which is like a sort of like I'm going with a there. And we're just going to build up a pattern that's just going to go. And the game is, we're going to keep the pulse going, because pulse, I think, is a very important thing that we need to try and instill in everybody when we're doing music. Yeah, it's it's one thing that I think is quite fundamental. So we're going to play a little game where we're going to go around the circle, and the pattern is always going to be, and this is going to be quite a funny game. Okay, so you need to remember that order: 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I was number 1, you'd be number 2, you'd be number 3, you'd be number 4, you'd be number 1. So it would go around. Beautiful. All right, so the booms, some people have still got that beautiful tone underneath their booms, okay, which is very good for singing, but for beatboxing, we need to try and, again, strip that away. There's a little exercise which you can do where if you're breathing in, and I'm not great at this, but if we're breathing in and then breathing out, and you should be able to continue to beatbox whilst breathing. So you keep it very much in your mouth. Yeah? So, and that'll take away the tone. It loses the power, but it gives a drier sound, and then your muscles will slowly build up in your mouth, which will give you a much harder sound. So can we try going round again? So keeping that pulse, just boom. So. If anybody does chicka, it sends it back the other way. And anybody can do a chicka. All right? And then after chicka, it'll always be a boom, just to keep things simple. So chicka. Chicka might come on the second beat, but it'll still go back to a boom. Okay, starting this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Boom. Chicka. Boom. That's amazing. You don't have to do the sound backwards, though. So keep it soft with the chicka and be straight back into boom. Yeah? So where are we up to? Let's say start a boom on you and we're coming this way. Boom. Boom. Boom.
Oh, sorry. How dare you? Boom. Sugar. Boom.
So you get the idea. The point of that little game is that actually beatboxing is about checking in with the sounds and going over and over and over them, and maybe just taking a bass drum. So to make it a bit more fun and being able to, add a few variations in, I find is quite a useful thing to do.
Dubsy, dubsy, dubsy.
Rinse, kick.